Hello YouTube! Today in the Naughty Librarian I'm bringing you another book haul. So, of course, I've picked up another few books. A couple of them are pre-orders that have just come in recently that I'm pretty excited about. And also, I had a bunch of credits at a used bookstore, so I went to the bookstore and I just found a couple things that I wanted. So, there you go. I've just gotten a couple books lately. Let's get into it. From the used bookstore, I got a copy of The Highwayman by Kerrigan Byrne. Now, I kept hearing good things about this book a couple years ago. I was supposed to read it, and then I just didn't do it. And then I was at the used bookstore and I found a copy, and it's like brand new. This is kind of what I like to call a dastardly historical romance, because it has like a dastardly villain kind of lead hero here. And I worry, because you can overcome some things. Like I can like get behind characters who are doing questionable things if there's enough positive, but sometimes they just dicks. I don't know. So you got this guy, his name is Dorian Blackwell, and he is the Blackheart of Ben Moore, and is a ruthless villain. So already dastardly. And he is trying to like have his vengeance upon those who have wronged him. And then he kidnaps Farah, which already I'm like, that's a bad start to a relationship, but okay. And so he kidnaps her, and then she's like, oh, I have all these secrets. And she's like, oh, but like you kidnapping me is kind of beneficial because people are trying to kill me for these secrets, but if I'm like hanging out with you, they're like not gonna kill me. And he's just like, hey lady, I got an idea. Why don't you marry me and we can be, you can have all the protection for people trying to murder you, and then I get to use your secrets to like get my vengeance. And she's like, okay, but you gotta do something. They don't say what, but she has terms of her own in this like agreement. So I'm like, okay, maybe she's feisty back. I'm into it. Maybe she's just like pragmatic. I don't know, but like I have heard good things about this. I know a lot of people who have read it, and I was supposed to read it like a while ago and I never did. So yeah, I got a copy and it's like brand new, used bookstore copy. So there you go. I'm pretty happy about it. It was a find. Also at the used bookstore, I am a sucker for a Lindsay Sands historical. They're all the same. They all have the same plot, but I like that plot. And this one is like, oh my gosh, when did this come out? I'm gonna say early 2000s. Let me check the copyright date. Nailed it! Came out in 2004, and I saw this cover. I'm like, oh, that's early 2000s. And it has like a horse that's been watercolored into the scene. It's such a tacky cover. This is kind of like a sexy Merida story. I've mentioned that before, but it's like, you know, untamed Scottish lass, and she doesn't want to marry, but then some guy comes along and he's just got like mad big dick energy, and she's like, well, maybe. So it's one of those stories. She has a very Scottish name, the Celtic spelling, so I'm gonna think it's Sinead. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but I'll figure it out someday. And she doesn't want to marry this guy Blake. He is English, and she's like, fuck the English, they a bunch of dicks. I ain't marrying this guy. I don't care if the king said to marry him. I'm going to the nunnery, fuck him. And then he shows up and he's like, but like, wait, I'm not like terrible. Like I got all my teeth and stuff. But she's like ready to just throw down with a sword. So he's just like, oh my gosh, like what is happening? So sexy Merida. I don't know, but it's like one of those Lindsay Sands historicals. There's gonna be a murder mystery somewhere along the way. I don't know. They're just kind of fun. They're like fun, stupid reads, and I like them. So I got this one. It's got a fancy horse on the cover. It's stupid. It's so stupid that I like it a lot. One more historical I picked up is How the Duke Stole Christmas, and this is an anthology with a bunch of different authors in it. It has Tessa Dare, Sarah McLean, Sophie Jordan, and Joanna Shoup. And I have read Sarah McLean and Tessa Dare, obviously, but not Sophie Jordan or Joanna Shoup before. So I am excited for trying some new authors. And I just got this mainly now because I was like, you know what? I want a fun Christmas read. And Christmas is coming alarmingly fast. So I have this ready to go. So, I mean, they're all little like Christmas romances, but historical style. And I don't know, it's gonna be fun and cute and like steamy. It has a Tessa Dare story. that alone makes me very happy in life. So yeah, it's Christmas historical romance, little stories, little like novellas. I'm in. I just got this because I want something like fun and smutty and Christmassy. Smutty Christmas, why not? I also just grabbed this knock around reading copy of Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I got it at the used bookstore, so it was like $2, and I was like, oh, I could just throw this around. I don't have to worry about like damaging like a nice copy of it. And I just got it because, you know what? I've never read an Agatha Christie book, and part of me wants to do it. I just want to read one to see like what the hype is about. Like my good friend Mara from Books Like Whoa, she is, I consider her a Christie expert. And she really likes Agatha Christie books, and I was like, I want to see what the hype is. I'm going to try one out. You have inspired me. So I saw this copy like randomly at the used bookstore like on the way out, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get this. So kind of an impulse buy. But yeah, you know, it's a Poirot story. I have horrible pronunciation, but you know, he's an inspector and he's a detective, and it's a very well-known story. I kind of already know what happens in it. Spoilers, okay? But I want to read the source material and see how like Christie crafted the plot. So yeah, I'm gonna try this out. I don't know when it'll happen, but I have a copy, and it's short too. Like I could definitely knock this out. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna happen. A book I pre-ordered is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. I am so pumped for this one. I just recently became a fan of Naomi Novik. I hadn't really read a lot of her books until this year. I read like 2 of them, and I enjoyed both of them quite a bit. And this one is like her new series. It's completely different. It's like dark academia. Oh, I thought the cover had something cool on it. Never mind. It doesn't. But it's like dark academia, and I was like, oh, you know what? She writes like dark fairy tale kind of stories a lot. I'd want to see how Naomi Novik goes about a dark academia story. Ooh, okay. So this is like an anti-heroine, I would say. I love a good anti-hero. Okay, so it's like this magic school. I'm thinking dark Hogwarts. I'm into it. And we're following this this female student. They don't say her name in the blurb, but she is like, basically everyone thinks she's gonna turn into this super evil witch who's gonna destroy the world, and she's like, well, fuck you, I'm not gonna do it out of spite. So she's just running on spite, and I'm like, you know what? I relate. So I don't know. This whole premise sounds so cool. Dark academia, dark magic school. Interesting heroine because she's an anti-heroine, and I'm like into it. So I don't know, I'm really excited. I'm probably gonna read this right away. Like I already feel myself not being able to put this off. Like this is gonna happen soon. It's happening. I'm gonna read this like immediately. I also got a copy of Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman. And I just kind of got it at random because I don't know. I just got it for the sake of it. If you don't know, Alice Hoffman is the author of Practical Magic. It was made into a movie in the 90s as well. And this is like a prequel to a prequel. She put out a prequel already. This is the prequel to that. And this is happening kind of in the Salem witch trials era. And I was like, okay, like I want to see some witches in the Salem witch trial era. Like, let me see that. And that really intrigued me, honestly. That was the selling factor here. I've been really into like the Salem like witches right now. It's Halloween time when I'm filming this, so you know, I'm into that right now. So the idea of the story is really cool. There's this witch and there's a curse. I think basically she fell in love with the wrong man, and then he betrayed her, so she like cursed like love. I don't know. I've seen the movie Practical Magic when like I was a kid, so I don't really know the story that much. I know like the basic premise, but I kind of want to see a 1600 witch story, you know? I want to see that. What? I just want it, okay? The heart wants what the heart wants. And also, just kind of for aesthetics, I got The Lives of Saints by Leigh Bardugo. This is just kind of an artistic companion to like the Grishaverse, because it's just kind of like the book that what's her face, Alina is her name. It's the book that she reads in there. It's like a Ravkin like old history of saints in their old land of magic. So it's like just like a book about the saints. So it's kind of like an interesting companion. It's kind of like Tales of Beedle the Bard for Harry Potter. Whereas it's like, yeah, that book doesn't actually have anything to do with the story besides they read it in the story. So it's one of those type of things. And it has like a lot of really, really beautiful art in it. And yeah, I just got it for aesthetics. I wanted the art. I just kind of wanted it to go along with my collection of Leigh Bardugo things. So yeah, I got it. There you go. It's a book from inside the book series. Alright, so that was just a little baby book haul. Some of these books I really just got at random. These were like mood picks. I just saw it and I was like, yep, that's the one. I'm in the mood for it. Let me know in the comments down below, what's a book you just picked up recently because you were just in the mood for it? Just out of nowhere. Like I was in the mood for like Salem Witches. So I got that book. What was it called? Magic Lessons. I got that book because I was like, ooh, Salem? Yes, gimme. So, moods. What mood were you in? What book did you get to satisfy that mood? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.